What's going on, traders? How we doing? Let's get right to the action. What happened today, of course, and wouldn't you know it, our good friend Jerome Powell coming in and powering up this market. You know how he likes to do things. He comes with the evil eyes out there, but definitely giving some comments out here that he and his fellow policymakers are encouraging by the slowing pace of inflation, but that not at the inflation goal. I mean, we kind of knew this, but would we think that we would get a 10-day rally? No, it couldn't be too easy, right? Well, there's the market falling off the wagon today. And I was looking for this turn, guys. I was playing it different ways and trying to get after it. And of course, I did get one good play, I think, on this, at least for the swing trade action today. Valero going lower, but I got shaken from my Roku trade, and that's just dropping pretty fast now. So that's actually looking like that little pop right there. That's what shook me out of that position today. I did take the profit on this yesterday as this was falling right around these levels, but that little pop definitely shook me a little bit there on Roku. Let's get to the action on that. Let's keep a look on my swing trades today. Of course, I did take profits though in SMCI. I'm really happy I took some profits and then took it all off as I started seeing the market kind of top out here on SMCI. So I'm all out of SMCI. It was a nice little like 4.8% gainer. Can't be mad about that. Going to keep pushing. But Valero is the one that's working the best right now. So this one going lower, got this one at 122.79. We're back down now to 120s. It even got towards as low as we broke it for a second there, 119.94s. Going to look for this to continue on the downtrend. Here it comes. And of course, we talked about the XLE and how this could be an opportunity as it breaks this red line and it's continuing in that direction to the downside. So definitely some down action in energy today. Of course, I want to take a look at what stocks you guys want to take a look at. So keep throwing them up. It's good to see you guys out there. It's good to see you, Vic. Let's take a look at the stocks that are moving, but definitely the TLT shaking it all up as, of course, we got a nice little shake right here, guys. You guys can see it right around the 105. And got to give a shout out to a couple different people, right? There was a lot of people kind of talking about this, but I kind of posted this as kind of something that I caught just from Christian Fromhertz, right? I'm gonna give him some love. Like always, we like to bring in some traders and give you guys some knowledge out there. So of course, the 30-year bond coming in at 1 p.m. definitely shaking things down. Now going to the low of the day, and when that came in, that bond auction, let's just say it wasn't good here. As that came in, definitely took some big hit there, and you guys can see it. And I'll give you guys Christian Fromhertz status right here. You guys want to take a look at this post and see what he was talking about there. I'll give you guys the link there. Like always, like to give some other traders some shout outs, but boom, no 10-day rally indeed as we turned around on the TLT. Now it's taken to the downside, and it's not, it doesn't mean that this rally is going to come all the way down, right? I mean, I want to get that in perspective, but it does mean that we have seen a turn. Where could I see us bounce? Well, this kind of 366 level seems interesting for me to be looking for bounces to maybe play on the next up move. But for right now, it wasn't a bad play to think about SQQQ today, and I was looking at playing the 18s multiple times. Eventually, I did get stopped out for the day trade on this one, literally 1 cent away and probably about 10 minutes away from when this actually started happening, the big boost on the SQQQs. And it was a little bit of a frustrating day on that aspect because I was looking to play this, just got stopped out by 1 cent on the day trade. But we do got Mondelez now starting to work into the green. This has been a little bit of a battle with this one, but I like the daily chart setup here. And of course, I came after this one kind of like the weight loss drugs. We can see pretty much the resistance right here. And I'm really looking to see if we can close below this kind of line because that's going to be that outlook that if we go red today, it'll be looking pretty good here. And you guys can see how we kind of were above that multiple times. Even gave a chance to run to the 69.38s, now starting to cut down. So not feeling too bad about that position. Let's get to the market, though. Basic materials definitely started the day higher and then just continued it all the way right back down. Where are you seeing stocks bounce? In chemicals, coal, But I think this actually gives us an opportunity. And so that's why I'm looking at these stocks like they could continue to drop. This one coming back a little bit, but do I think Cole's coming back anytime soon? No, I don't. So I'm looking at this potentially to even maybe get short here. AMR, another one that's starting to break down. And I've talked about this one. What I like about this one is that it's stuck sideways right now. And if it resolves to the downside, it could come right back towards this low right here, this 205. So I haven't taken one like this before. The biggest thing with this one is that it's already kind of cut from this kind of 121 area. If it could bounce just its smallest bit back towards like 120.50s, I wouldn't mind taking a shot on this one. CEIX is another one that I'm really thinking about getting after. Both of these, if they could just come back breaking through their lows, they're not going to be looking too bad. I'll keep an eye out on these, but to the short side is what I see coal out there. And then I look at other areas like copper. This doesn't look good, guys. This looks like it's about to make break a major support here. So basic materials not looking good, especially on the daily chart. They've been trying to make a move. Now I think they're going to start to make a down move here. Energy really falling off the wagon there. Industrials have been hanging on. So as long as kind of they can hold the 9 EMA here and some of these can kind of hold in, maybe GE holds in here and doesn't completely break down. Stocks like that, not doing too bad. Lockheed Martin did pull back a little bit today, but it wasn't a massive drop down. Deere is a little bit of a pullback, but I'm not seeing disasters just yet there. UPS is the one that I would be a little bit careful with. Of course, this is a kind of I'll say it, guys. It's just kind of like a hated stock right now, at least in my eyes. But I'm going to keep it flowing, guys. I know it was a little bit late here, so I'll do you guys a favor. Smash the like, and if we get enough likes, I'll go ahead and keep it going. Nathan from Canada, I'm just starting on this week. What's your stop loss percentage in regards to price of the stock? Well, it really, I like how you're talking about regarding to the price of the stock, right? A lot of the times what I'm looking for is percentages, right? And the key there is going to be the capital that you put in, right? So you want to be thinking about consistent capital. I try to always stay around the same market value. And so that's what really keeps me in mind. Okay, so how much position size can I get towards that market value that I want? And then I start calculating percentages from there, of course, and seeing if it makes sense risk to reward wise. A lot of the times I'm trying to keep my risk towards like closer towards like 2%, rewards at 4%. I found that that's a nice little sweet spot for swing trades. But of course, when we get times where extended trades or extended trends are continuing, well, that's when I can start looking for a little bit more. Maybe I can juice it up times 2, right? So look for 2 times that reward, pushing it up there towards kind of that more that 8%. And I usually do it like 4 to 6, right? Give myself a leeway towards the what I would want, which is a 3-to-1 outlook. But if I can take the 2-to-1, that's not going to be too bad there. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other ones. I'm seeing you guys mention some, so don't worry. I'll do some ticker time, and I'll just run through those, Sydney. So I see those names. Don't worry. I'm not forgetting about you. METC is definitely getting that little push here. Did this have some news? This looks like it's news related, right? I'm pretty sure this had some steel related news here. Looks like they got... something had to happen here, man. Oh, well, they had their earnings, right? That's definitely gave them the lift. Ooh, this is actually setting up for a move right back down, man. A little part of me is like, this is setting up for like a little bit of a shift back, but I'm going to leave this alone. What a run today. What a move there. 17, 18%. Nice catch there, Sydney. A little part of me thinks that this eventually comes back down because this stock doesn't do moves like this. Let's just be honest. I was watching this stock, and look at these times where the stock has popped and done a move like 14% higher. Every time it's come right back down. So this is definitely going to run to some kind of resistance at some point. The only question is, where does it run into resistance? If I look at the weekly has resistance around 1750. So it could still run a little bit more. We'll see what happens on this METC. Wow, what a move today. Good catch out there in the chat. I had to at least take a look at that. Gold starting to pull back. I know some kind of like money managers were talking about that gold looked interesting on pullbacks. Not anything that I'm looking at right now. Healthcare with the big downside action today, and down goes Eli Lilly. So the weight loss drug got it to get a nice little pop, but now the drop comes right back down. So this one's going to be hard to kind of predict here. And definitely, if you look at the kind of the XLV that we talked about, it would it start getting the lift with Lilly and some of these other names really starting to push it. And you guys can see here from the big names, it was an ugly day today, guys. Look at the hourly charts. I'll show you guys those as we flow through them. UNH, not the worst, but Johnson & Johnson, big smackdown. Merck, smackdown. AbbVie, TMO, Pfizer, Abbott Labs. A lot of hits here today. Bristol Myers definitely taking another leg to the downside. Gilead, they just don't look good right here. MDT taking a big hit. CVS, Cigna. You see how many names here are just not looking good in healthcare, as it definitely led to the downside action today. All right, getting out of those healthcare names, real estate taking another hit down. I've talked about this area, and what area is getting hit the worst? Of course, the office space, real estate office, guys. I've been pointing to it. A lot of these REITs have that exposure. I need to start looking into shorting these, man, because to tell you the truth, they're setting up for it. Vornado Reality Trust. Gonna have to take a look at this. This looks like a little bit of a head and shoulder for me. We'll see what happens on this one. All right, let's keep going. KRC coming down to the downside. And so these are just kind of your leaders in the office space, and they're taking a hit. So we'll see if this area keeps going down, but this daily chart does not look good there for REITs in the office space. Consumer cyclical stocks, as the market goes, a lot of times the cyclicals will go also. Today, taking a big pullback after recent strength, right? KSS was making a big move. There's the pullback. XRT probably pulling back a significant amount here back into the gap zone. So there is a little bit of a gap zone here that I might have to come after. So it doesn't look too bad here if we could actually turn this around. If you guys believe in retail for the kind of the Santa Claus rally or something like that, we'll see if this pulls back into 59 tomorrow, and then we get a bounce or opportunity to play it below 59. We'll see what happens. Amazon definitely going red today. That's going to hurt, of course, XRT and names like that. Auto manufacturers is definitely not the place to be. At least it seems like Tesla taking another hit down here and looking like it wants to continue breaking down. So definitely, I'm from the Amazon rainforest. Do you use OCO brackets for your stop loss? No, but I don't mind that. And Franklin, this is TC2000. I just really like this platform because I can do a lot of things on one page, go through some indexes, and that's why I use it. But it is a paid service. So, hey, sometimes you got to pay to have the right tools. I always talk about that in trading. Sometimes you just got to pay up, guys. But talking about the destruction that we're seeing in the auto manufacturers, as even Toyota Motors starts pulling back here. Race looks like it's starting to turn around. This looks to me like an easy overextended play on the RSI. I don't like to short things off the top, but this does actually not look too bad here to maybe risk like $5 to see if Race can start coming on the downside here. Oof, this actually doesn't look too bad, as this is super extended. And I always talk about historical RSI. To me is what matters the most. And where does this stock usually turn around? Right around this 89 level. And so if you wanted to take it to the one more level down, I can look to the left. I see that over here around the 87, 89, somewhere in that space. A lot of times we get some turnaround action. So we'll see what happens now. Right when we were at this spot last time, we got to turn around to 300. Now we're up to that spot, made what a double looking top there at least. So I would draw a line on that first line, and how we went above it today. That's kind of a little bit of a fake out to the upside in my eyes. And now I know where I need the risk off of, kind of that 340s level. If I could get any action to bounce, this doesn't look too bad. Or take it here and risk all the way to that 340. You just got to understand the risk, right? That's already like 1.3. So we were talking percentages before. So 1.3% risk. And then what would I be looking for the downside if I was risking about 1.3? That 4% or 3% looks beautiful. And we're talking 3% down towards like 325s. Does that make sense on the daily? Yeah, That makes sense on the daily. It could come to this 9 EMA, 325.36. Wouldn't look too bad there. A turnaround for maybe race. The truth is that, auto manufacturers are just going to struggle in this area to kind of sell cars. And I don't think they're going to have a really good 2024. And they're going to need to have to help these auto companies sell vehicles. And how will they do that? Is eventually cut rates. But we all don't see that next year, right? At least I don't. You guys let me know. Do you guys see them cutting rates next year? We'll find out. People start buying around Thanksgiving this year for the holidays. We'll see. We'll see how, of course, Black Friday sales go. And that's something definitely to keep your eyes open for. Of course, we'll get some earnings tonight. Let's look at what's on the tape for tonight, guys. We got some stocks coming in. Of course, we had Walt Disney yesterday after the close. We got the trade desk coming in. One thing tells me that the trade desk could kill it, right, guys? What would tell me that the trade desk could have good numbers? Well, Pubmatic's numbers were really good. And look at Pubmatic go. Up there now towards $14.95. I've interviewed this company multiple times on my show, and looks like I need to bring them back on. They do programmatic advertising, right? And TTD is one of the best in that space. It just took a pullback today towards major support on the hourly. So this makes me want to maybe take a little bit of a swing trade on this. If I do take it, you got to be careful on a stock like this, because the truth is that it could come, crashing right back down. And it's a stock that has gone sideways here on the weekly. But there is a level down below it that I could risk off of around maybe the 72 action. Looking for a move back up there towards this trend line. Would bring it up there towards, let's say, 85. Doesn't look too bad there tonight. We'll see what happens there on TTD as they report this evening. All right, let's see what else is being out there. What's up, Trader Prad? You guys don't know my man Prad. Definitely check him out. He does great shows, so definitely good to see him out there in the chat. Let's get after it, team. What other ones can we take a look at? But TTD tonight, we'll see. Pubmatic's numbers were really good, so I'd be surprised to see TTD not be able to kill it. But of course, on a day like today, it might not be the day to report, especially as the Qs are falling. We'll see if we get a little bit of a bounce back towards the end here, especially in the last minute or two. There's 2 minutes left, guys. There's tickers that you guys wanted to take a look at, so I'm going to roll through these. Celsius still down. Yeah, that's a tough hit there. The big thing there is it just turned around a little bit. So I'd be looking for kind of daily supports to kind of hold the 50 moving average right around the 9. Let's see if we can get back a little bit here and then start catching that trend. Look at the weekly. The weekly has this kind of little bit of a cup pattern here. And so rounding bottom at the top end. Let's see if it can hold pullbacks here, especially hold for last week's close, 174.55. That doesn't seem too bad. We're right now at 174.42s. If we can get back above that, maybe we can make a move. But I also keep my eye on Monster here, and I'm seeing that one pull back. So maybe when one of these starts to show us a little bit of strength, we can look to see that they start to make their way working back. And one thing I would say also is that Coke is starting to decline here and has made itself a little bit of a rally, about a 10% rally since when? Since October 6th. So you could see a little bit of a pullback. But if the market keeps pulling back, hopefully some defensives start to get a little bit of a lift there, and you can see these hold on. All right, guys, it's about 4 o'clock there. We're going to wrap it up here in just a second. Like always, let's see what else is going on. Uber, of course, after Lyft lowering the bar, yeah, that could take off, Wally. So definitely one to keep your eyes open for. We'll see how that goes. Uber, can that really kind of get the push? Is Uber tonight? Let me just make sure there. I'm looking at the calendar right now. Confirmed 11:07. So we already got Ubers, right? So they kind of helped out Lyft, because they actually kind of probably raised the bar on Lyft and then gave Lyft a little bit of a higher bar to get to. Lyft continuing to the downside. I mean, Uber is just best of breed, guys. Lyft is just kind of going to continue to get destroyed. I don't like this one at all, guys. And just like, look at Dash, guys. I also don't think Dash will be able to stick around for too much longer. These are going to suffer towards Uber Eats. This looks like it could be pulling back right now into that gap. We'll see what happens. A little floating island on this one. not a bad play on that dash. But that's going to do it for us, guys. It's 4 o'clock. I do see some earnings coming in out there, so you guys keep your eyes open. TTD was one that I'll definitely keep an eye out. And look at that, guys, already. Chapow. This is why I don't play earnings sometimes, guys. And I'm glad I didn't take this trade because you guys see it right there, getting a big hit off the first imprint of that TTD report. Let me see if I can grab that for us since I'm already seeing the decline come in here. Ooh, I see the press hit right now, but let me see if I can grab that for you guys. The delivered revenues of 493. So let me just do the comparable here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm literally getting this live off of Benzinga Pro for you guys. But just give me a second here as I pull this up. All right, there it is. All right, guys. So here is the print here and the Business Wire print. And I'm looking at right now, it was expected for us to make in TTD about 455. We made 464. So that's actually a good outlook there. I don't know. There's something that they don't like here. It could have been guidance. I have to go back down into the guidance and see what happens there. Customer retention looked good there. Ooh, there's going to be something here that definitely doesn't look good. Here's kind of the guidance outlook. That's probably what I'd be checking, how that guidance looks right there. 580, 270. So we'll find out, but definitely a big hit down after PubMatic kind of kills it. Could have just been the really bad data report. We'll see if this continues to leak. We'll see if the Qs continue to leak here as they start to try to make a little bit of a pushback. And of course, be careful out there, traders. We'll find out what happened. And thank you, Prad. You dropped in there real quick. I was wondering that Uber had already reported, but Lyft, definitely downside action in Lyft there. And I don't know if Lyft will be around for too much longer. This thing has been going sideways for about like 2 years, but on a straight downtrend. Doesn't look good there. What about Take Two? Let me know who's going to get that Resident Evil game. We'll find out. Resident Evil, Grand Theft Auto. Who plays Grand Theft Auto? We're going to have to find out when that comes out. Any news on that? Have you guys seen that? I want to keep an eye on this Take Two. I know a lot of people are going to be watching this one, especially if they release the game towards the holiday. This could be an interesting swing. If I could get it down here into the kind of like the 142 or 140, I definitely would like it, especially just a slight break of this support, 143. We'll see what happens on that gap up. Unity earnings. Let's see how Unity is moving. Unity isn't moving much, but it's been pulling back significantly. We'll see what happens. Is Unity out? Let's see. I don't have it out just yet. I know it should be hitting the tape just any second here. I'll let you guys know what happens on that Unity tomorrow. That definitely be a stock. But don't miss us tomorrow, guys. We're going to be having the GM of crypto from where? From Robinhood, of course. So find out, guys. We have Robinhood on PreMarket Prep tomorrow. Don't miss it. I will be leading that interview. I want to see you guys there bright and early. Smash the like. Mitch is always the Benzinga Call of Duty. Oh, trust me. I used to be all on Call of Duty back in the days, but I don't play too much games. Game Leak looked so good. Yeah, the Game Leak looked really good. I don't know who leaked that, who got those images, but they looked exactly like what the game's going to be like. It's in Miami. We'll see what happens with that Grand Theft Auto. I will see you guys bright and early. Like always, smash the like. It's been a great day, and we'll see what happens. A little pullback action, but hey, we weren't going to get just straight up to the moon. So let's see if we can pull back to that 9 EMA around 365, catch a bounce there with some tech names, drive a little bit stronger into the kind of the mid Q4. As we get towards, let's say, the end of, let's say, Thanksgiving into mid-December, that's when I'm going to expect to start seeing a little bit of a turnaround. I don't know if Santa's coming to town or if Santa's bringing coal, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll keep watch out there, guys. You guys be safe. I'll see you bright and early. And if you guys want to catch something tonight, you want to catch a little bit of the Trade to Black podcast, cannabis, psychedelics, they're going to be actually covering all the cannabis stocks that had their earnings like CGC and others. We'll see what happens there. Smash the like. I'll see you next time.